Howdy Ho, YouTube. Jon-Luke VGC here. Today, I will be talking about a topic that I think is pretty important and pretty interesting, and something that I've wanted to talk about for a little while. I actually had a different video recorded, and I'm not going to lie, I just wasn't particularly happy with it. So I ultimately decided that this is a topic I've wanted to discuss for a little bit, and I figured it might be really good to get into it. So let's hop right into the meat of the bones. You saw the title, A Beginner's Guide to Fast Team Building. So what do I mean by fast team building? So lately, I have been doing a lot of ladder tournaments for fun, just like Reg H, Reg I, kind of anything and everything in between. And so some of those come pretty quickly within like a day or so. And so I need to build a team really fast, or as I like to say, I got to build a team on the fly. So let's say that you have a last minute event, right? Like a Limitless tour, a ladder tour, a local whatever, snuck up on you. You don't have a team. You need a team really quick. You need something that's going to work. What do you do? I've been doing that a lot lately, though, to actually a good chunk of success, which we'll talk about during the course of this video. So I think out of the last ladder tours I've done, I've never placed worse than third. So, but we'll talk more specifically that in a second. But yeah, what do you do? How do you get a team in such a fast amount of time that you know is going to work really well? That's what we're going to talk about today. So that way I can prep you. So if you're like, oh no, there's a local tomorrow, I didn't know about it, I need to make a team fast. How do I do that? How do I know that it's going to be effective? This is the team for you. So one caveat I'm going to say is that we are assuming that what team you want to make, you have the materials to and Pokemon to make it in game. If the team that you want to make requires minimum speed Calyrex Ice, and you don't have that, you can't make that team. Because frankly, playing through Sword is not going to be a really, really fast endeavor. So understand that that is a limit to the fact that is limiting the factors that you can use in order to make the team. So we're just going to make that an assumption. So when I talk about teams, I'm going to assume that you have unlimited resources, and we're not going to discriminate against any Pokemon in that regard. This is just going to kind of be a like, understand that that might happen if you don't have the resources to make the team. And basically, I'm going to break it down into 3 rules. These rules are like a pyramid. So the biggest one is going to be at top, and we're going to go to the smallest one first. That means most of the time, you're going to want to use the big one. Some of the times you're going to use the small one, but you can use the small one and the medium one or the big one. You'll kind of see what I mean as I talk about it. But imagine it as like an upside down triangle. That's how I envision the rules to fast team building. So we're going basically from the largest section to the smallest section. So let's go ahead, hop right into it. Rule 1. This is the one that I'm going to use a lot and that I use really, really frequently. It's called don't reinvent the wheel. When I was in music school, if you don't know, I have an undergraduate degree in music theory and composition and a master's in music composition. We had a really prominent saying. It was good composers borrow, but great composers steal. And that's exactly what I mean here. So when I mean don't reinvent the wheel, I mean find a team that has already had success. Make sure it's something you're comfortable with, but you're literally just gonna go online, find a team that meets the requirements for what you need. You go, I know how to pilot that, and steal it. Steal the whole team. The whole shebang. Find the paste, make it in game, take it to the event, call it good. That's how you do it. How can you do that? Well, first let's start it here. You can make small adjustments if you want. You don't have to like literally rip the team move for move, EV for EV. If there's some things that small changes you want to make, do it. But for the most part, if you're going to go this route, you're going, I don't want to do any of the legwork. I want something that has proven me success. So I'm just going to take this. But it's like, oh, I think this should have detect instead of protect. Oh, I actually like this 80 power dark move instead of the other one between crunch and throw chop or something like that. You can make these small changes for things that you think are better, but 95% of the team should be exactly the same. You're just taking something that has proven strength, going to do it. So how are you going to do that? So the way that I do it is pretty simple. I actually have success, so I'm going to show you the way that I did it. So I hosted a Regulation F ladder tournament a few nights ago. I'll have the thumbnail somewhere around here where I actually placed first, and I'll include that somewhere on the page as well. I have it in my notes to do that. This is what I did. I was like, oh no, I don't remember Reg F that well. I'm just going to pick a team. I went and found a team, said, I like this one. I think I can pilot this one really well. Literally ripped it from Total Web, put it in the game, and then played, and I won the whole tournament. And I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't really even close. So, so it works. Again, it works really, really well. So how did I do that? So there's 2 places. Actually, for me, there's primarily one place that I'm gonna look for rental codes, and it's this place, VictoryRoadVGC.pro or VictoryRoad.pro here. You're going to see the whole screen right here. Juan Salarno is the VR Challenge #2 champion. Congratulations, Juan. All this other stuff. But you see right up here, we have something called rental teams. If you click on this, it's going to show you a bunch of rental teams that Victory Road has compiled over tournaments, things like that, you know, events. And they've got them all in one spot. We can find right here, Thailand MBL finalist with Scraggy. You've seen this team, I'm sure. Kelsh's team from Utrecht. Morales' team from Santiago, that kind of stuff. Like all of these teams have proven worth. This one won the Utrecht special event. This one won the Santiago regional. This one won the Melbourne. You know what I mean? You can take one of these teams, you go, oh, I'm really comfortable with Kali Ice Maridon. I'm just going to do that. Click here. Here's the paste. Make it in game. Have yourself a nice day. You know what I mean? Literally it. That's all you got to do. So in the instance of what I did, I went, okay, I need something for regulation F. So I'm going to go down here and look at here, past formats. So you can do this for anything. You can't just be Reg I. They keep all of these teams around so you can use them. So I went here, oh, okay, I want to do regulation F. That's the kind of team that I need. And here they are. A bunch of proven regulation F teams. So I looked through here and I went, Redirection, Incineroar, Raging Bolt, Urshifu, all Pokemon that I'm really, really comfortable with. I wonder how this team looks. I took a look. Lately in these tournaments, I've been using Volcarona with Quiver Dance, Double Fake Out, and Redirection from some form of Redirection Mon. I was like, Nasty Plot, Fake Out, Redirection. This looks like something I would be really comfortable with and I could just pick up right away. I'm just going to use this. I literally took this team, made it in game, and then took it into the ladder tour. No changes. I didn't change a single thing. I went, this team is good. This is exactly what I'm going to do. And that's what I did. And I won the whole thing. This is where a vast majority of people, at the very least, should start. I would actually argue everybody should start here. If you're like, dang, I need a team. And remember, fast is kind of a subjective term. For a beginner, an event 2 weeks out could be fast. Like that could be fast for you because you're like, I don't really understand the regulation. I don't quite get the game that well yet. I need something. If 2 weeks out is fast for you, that's okay. Do this method. Just go. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just pick a team, grab it, and go. It's really, really fantastic. Okay. So the next one, I think I've explained that well. If you have questions on it, you can leave them in the comments. I'm happy to describe them and answer them. And if I need to, I'll even make a second video. So, okay. You went, you did it, it worked really well. You're like, cool. You've been, stealing teams for a while. And you're like, okay. I get the fact. I get it. Don't reinvent the wheel. I can do that. But I want to have a little originality to my teams, okay? I don't want to just be taking other people's teams. I got things that I like to use. I've now become comfortable with certain things, and these are the things that I like to use. I want to make sure that I'm more or less always using teams surrounding X, right? Okay. That's where we get to rule number 2, comfortability with an archetype. So we got the big one. Don't reinvent the wheel. You're just going to take a team. I like that one. Grab it and go. Dunzo bunzo. All set. Rule 2 is comfortability with an archetype. So now you've played around with some different teams. You know what you like. You know what kind of team you like, but you don't have an exact 6 picked out. You're like, okay, I've got an event. I'm really comfortable, with X strategy. I just need to find a team with that strategy specifically, okay? In Regulation I specifically, so I'm going to tailor this to where we're at right now in the meta, but understand that this is can be a larger concept. You're most likely going to be picking a restricted pairing. These are kind of determining the archetypes. Like not all restricted pairings, not all archetypes are a restricted pairing, but all restricted pairings are an archetype kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? So mainly you're going to be picking your restricted pairing. Now you can be broader. You can be like, I like balanced teams. I like hyper offense. I like hard trick room, that kind of stuff. But even then, if I say hard trick room, you're probably thinking like CIR Lunala or CIR Maridon, something like that. So just be aware, it's flexible, but basically you like the concept of a type of team, not necessarily, or you like a pairing of restricteds that creates a type of team comp. So for that, you're going to pick a restricted or a restricted pair and use the Pokemon that are most commonly used with them, and just kind of go for broke with that. So how am I going to do that? So we're done with Victory Road. Victory Road is a great beginner, but soon enough, you're going to get a little past it. So there's 2 websites that you're most likely going to want to use. We have Munchstats right here, munchstats.com, and we have Pikalytics.com. So we'll start with Pikalytics. This is the one that I used a lot in the beginning. Okay, so let's say that I want to use CIR Miraidon because we talked about that a little bit ago. I'm going to do this just to make sure everything looks good. Yes, okay. I might move myself here in a little bit, but you can still kind of see out past the corner of my Face right here. So we have, let's say I want to do Miraidon, right? So first things first, we see Calyrex Ice is almost 40%, is on teams that have Miraidon, almost 40%, so almost half of all teams pair it with Calyrex Ice Rider. That's really, really cool. You see, again, 41% for Urshifu, 43% for Grimmsnarl, and almost half of all Miraidon teams have an Incineroar on them. If we just took this, we have 5 of the 6 members of the team. You know what I mean? You can tell that almost half of all teams contain these 5 Pokemon. And then we have a little bit of variance here. You know, Iron Hands or Ursaluna, Farigiraf, Volcarona, that kind of stuff. But you can see how condensed the meta is, specifically when you're saying, okay, these 5 Pokemon. I have my Pokemon now. Like you can, and then you can kind of pick which one you like out of these lower ones, because it does jump kind of significantly. I wouldn't say too much, but I would say Iron Hands is always a safe bet. But bam, you're good to go. You're set. You have your 6 Pokemon right here. But let's say you're like, I want to make sure that I'm really, really picking good Pokemon with this. Okay, so we can see Miraidon. We can also see its move usage here. 97% have Electro Drift. That 3% needs to get with the page. Why would you not have Electro Drift on this Pokemon? Volt Switch on 92%, Draco Meteor, and then it's a huge drop off. You know, Dazzling Gleam at 50, Snarl at 38, Protect at 8. That is actually an insane drop off right there. How standardized this Pokemon has become. You can also see its most common items. You see almost half use Choice Specs. Everyone uses Hadron Engine. You can see the sets, this kind of stuff. It's really, really nice. So this can give you all of the information you need to just quickly throw something together. Okay, I like Miraidon. I like Calyrex Ice. So I want to use these 2 Pokemon. So let's pick these Pokemon. So I know that I want this. So now I'm going to go over to Cali Ice, and I can see that Urshifu is super high, Incin super high, and Grimmsnarl is also super high. So out the gate, I know for a fact that a lot of people are pairing Incin with both Miraidon and Cali Ice, right? So there's 3 of my Pokemon. Same with Urshifu, so there's 4. Same with Grimmsnarl, there's 5. So I have 5 of my team members right there. I know that these 5 members are gonna work really well because a vast majority of people are partnering them in their teams largely and broadly. You can even on Pikalytics choose by placement. So if I go, this is only going to show me players that are at 1760 or above. It does the exact same thing. We have basically I might have already been there TBH, but it shows you the exact same stats. So bam, I've got my 5. Let's say I'm like, oh, I like Ursaluna more than Iron Hands. I'm going to do Urs anyways. And then you just go Pokemon by Pokemon. Okay, which set do I want to use? I want to use Choice Specs. That's good. So I could probably take a guess that most people are going to run something akin to this. So Timid, 252, 252. Bam, done. Good to go. Don't have to worry about it. You can see that's pretty similar here because this one is just in the special defense instead of the HP. This is effectively the same set. Like, we don't really need to like beat ourselves over the bush for this. This is all nearly the same. This one would probably be for something like Assault Vest, which is also the second highest used item, if that makes sense. And then you're just going to go Pokemon by Pokemon, choose the set, play a few games, be like, this feels pretty good, build it, and go. That's how you're going to pick by archetype. You're going to find the 2 Pokemon that you want to use. In Regai, it's going to be your 2 restricted. You're going to see which Pokemon are most often paired with them via these statistics. You're just going to slap them in. You're going to pick sets you like. You're going to call it a day. You're going to go to town. It's going to have some sort of cohesency because you can already see that so many people are using it. You could do the same thing here on Munchstats. So Munchstats is basically the same website. It's just going to give you some slightly different... it's going to show you the information in a different way. So whichever one you're most comfortable with. But you could do the exact same thing. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go Miraidon. I see Miraidon here. It shows me the base stats. Yet again, moves, how common they're chosen. Actually, it gives you a little bit. That's actually super cool. I didn't know it did that. I used to be a Pikalytics guy, but I have been moving to Munchstats. I'm not gonna lie. It gives you the items. This is all the exact same information. It's just whichever format you most like to see. This though I like really cool because if you make your set, Yep. Yeah. So you can like make your set through these choices, copy, paste it into Showdown, right? So let's say I want to go. So I have what? Draco Meteor, Volt Switch, Electro Drift. Yeah. Let's say I want to do standard choice specs. Rhydon, Timid, 252, 252, all that stuff. Copy to clipboard. But I'm going to want to be Terra Fairy. Does it already have Timid? Yes. We're going to copy to Pokemon to clipboard. We're going to go to Showdown, and then I can literally just... Oh, nope. Sorry, 1 second. Import from text or URL. Save. Bam! Rhydon's in. See how easy that is? See how easy that was? That makes this really, really sweet. And so I can just go there. I go, okay, now I know I want Calyrex Ice, which is right here. I know that I want this to be hard Trick Room or whatever, so I want it to be minimum speed. But I don't want it to be, I want it to be a clear Amulet set. So Glacial Lance, Trick Room, Protect. And then if I want to go clear Amulet, I just know that high horsepower. Yeah, high horsepower, Glacial Lance, Trick Room, Protect. I know that I want it to be clear Amulets. And I know that I'm going to want it to be something like this. And then I want it to be Terra Water is pretty good. I actually really like Terra Water on there. Brave. I want it to be 0 speed. Sheesh. Okay, wait a minute. Brave right here. It doesn't look like it'll give me the option to choose 0 speed IVs. So then I just got to copy Pokemon to clipboard. Add Pokemon. Import, save, and then I would just have to, yeah, bam. See how easy that is? I can throw it in. I have everything. I can throw it on Showdown. Yada yada boom. You get the picture. That is picking by an archetype. I'm basically gonna go. I know that I like these 2 restricteds. What do people do with these restricteds? I know that I like Heart Trick Room. What are the restricteds that people use Heart Trick Room for? Okay, what are the partners to that? XYZ. Bada bing, bada boom. Done. You can also do that in Rule 1. Okay, I like Hard Trick Room. People use Miraidon Calyrex Ice Rider for Hard Trick Room. I'm going to go find a really good Miraidon Calyrex Ice Rider team. Bam, done. You don't have to build it if you don't want to. You can, now you're getting a little more specific. Okay, I know what I like. Now I'm just going to go get that. Bam, about even doing. You can go get the Utrecht, Kelsch, paste, make it in game. Call it a day. You know what I mean? Boom, you're good. You're set right there. All right. Rule number 3, the last rule that I'm going to go over, yet again, an offshoot of this. So we had, just a review, we have don't reinvent the wheel, which I still firmly believe. I say it all the time. A good composer borrows, but a great composer steals. You don't got to make the next big meta development. If you can, bet, do it. You know what? I believe in you. I would love for you to do that. Otherwise, you can just pick something that you know is going to work. You know what I write? Make your adjustments if you want and go from there. Rule number 2. Okay, I know what I like now. I want to go with this archetype. Rule number 3. Okay, I know what Pokemon I like. I want to pick from that. So this is like specifically, I like using this Pokemon. I feel very comfortable with this Pokemon. What archetype does this Pokemon go on? Okay, what partners would create this archetype for this Pokemon? You go from there. It's kind of like Archetype, but Archetype's more broad. You know, I could just say I like Heart Trick Room and then pick whichever Pokemon allow me to do Heart Trick Room. Now I'm going, I like this Pokemon. What archetype does this Pokemon allow me to do? You can also think of it this way, right? So like I talked about in my NAIC video, I said, I feel really comfortable when I use a team featuring Rillaboom and Incineroar. So I'm going to pick an archetype based on those 2, which was CSR, Zamazenta, Balance, and build my team from that. That's how I started that trend. So you could do the exact same team. You just go, I like this Pokemon. Okay, what archetype does this Pokemon work really well on? Okay, I want to use that archetype and go from there. This can combine all of rules 1, 2, and 3, right? So, and I don't necessarily think... I'll take us a quick example at the end of this, but I won't harper too much on it because I don't think the information is super duper new. But you can go 1, 2, 3 and get a team if you want to. You can go, okay, I really like, you know, Volcarona, right? We're going to say that Volcarona is the Pokemon I like for this one. I really like Volcarona. This is a Pokemon that I've used a lot. I have been using it a lot in all of my non-Reg Eye stuff. I've been using setup Volcarona. It's worked really well for me, and I've really liked it. So it's like, okay, I like Volcarona. What archetype does Volcarona work well on? Okay, it works well on, you know, standard balance, you know, double fake out setup balance kind of stuff. Okay, cool. Let me go find a team that features Volcarona in that kind of setting. That's the team I'm going to use. You know what I mean? Like you can mix and match these however you want to find a team really, really fast, and it works really, really well. So I want to talk just very, very briefly. If you like don't want to just go to step 1 and pick a team. Okay, I want to do Volcarona. So I'm going to go right back here to Munch Stats, right? Let's look at Volcarona. Bam. Out the gate, it's often paired with Miraidon, Calyrex Ice. There's some Zamazenta. You know what I mean? You can do that if you like, but out the gate, I'm like, okay, I really like Volcarona. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's my 5. You know what I mean? You can do that if you want. I don't necessarily. I think Rillaboom is a little weird there on this team. You could, I guess, have like set up Miraidon, but set up Electric Seed Miraidon. But overall, I have Volcarona. I have these guys. I'm just going to pick these 5. And again, do the exact same thing. Find the sets that I like. Slap them in Showdown. Build it in game. Call it good. I don't think I need to harp too much on that. But again, this is where you're going to use those. So Volcarona, you can do Munch Stats. If you like the layout of Pikalytics. Oopsie. I mistyped. You can do Volcarona here. Bam. It's going to show you all of the same information. Take your pick. Build your team. Call it good. You don't. I think I really just want to hammer home the thing of you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Don't think that you need to find all of the partners, all of the stuff yourself. It's all right there for you. You just have to find it. You just have to look real quick, make an educated decision about what you like, put it in, go to town. So that's really it. That's all you got to do. I hope that was not too long-winded of an explanation. But so just to recap, what are the 3 rules? Rule number 1. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just find a team that looks cool, make it in game, take it to whatever event you're going to do. Rule number 2, compatibility with an archetype. Okay, now that I've been using teams for a while, I like using this style of team. I'm either going to find the components through these websites, or I'm just going to go find a team. Rule number 3 is find the Pokemon. Okay, I specifically know that I really like this Pokemon right now. So I'm going to go find the archetype and then either find the partners to make that archetype successful, or I'm just going to go find a team. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you can always just go find a team. Remake it really quick. Call it good. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more like this, please feel free to let me know. But overall, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and become a channel member. I'm adding additional perks. One of the new perks, so this will be the first time I announce this, I've now added a new channel tier. It is $10 a month, but you will get monthly a 30-minute coaching session with me for your thing. You'll get all of the other perks, you know, subscriber-only videos. I'll put you in like a special chat and a couple of other things like that. But you will also get every month at least 30 minutes. I tell you 30 minutes. I can already tell you right now I'm going to go over 30 minutes basically every time. I will probably slot an hour for each one just to be safe. 60 minutes for $10 just maybe felt like a little too generous, you know what I mean? So we'll say 30, and then if I go over, you know, that's on me. That's my fault. So thank you all so much for watching. Please do all the things I said. I hope you really, really have a wonderful night, and I hope you know that you are appreciated. All right, peace.